Today we're going to showcase the top 3 attack strategies at Town Hall 11, including their army composition, the hero equipment, and the clan castle troops you need to get 3 stars. The first attack strategy in this video, and probably the easiest, is Zap Witches, an insanely strong ground attack strategy, and if you prefer the simpler armies, this is definitely your go-to. Now, a quick disclaimer about this video, my heroes are all going to be 10 levels below max. I'm trying to prove to you guys that you don't need max heroes to get 3 stars. On top of that, no epic hero equipment in this video. Now, if you do have it, I will tell you when to use it. For instance, if you have the frozen arrow, I would use it instead of the giant arrow. And if you have the magic mirror, I would use it instead of the invis. But if you don't have either of them, that's fine. I'm going to show you can still get 3 stars regardless. The first thing you want to do in this attack is put 4 lightning and 1 quake on each of the infernos, particularly if they're multi-infernos, but you want to prioritize other defenses around the inferno. So you see here, I use the quake to weaken every defense, but then I use the lightnings to go after the splash defenses, because witches, very good against single point defenses, not very good against splash. Then what you're going to do is put a golem and 4 witches on either side of the flank, and then I wall break on this side, and then the last golem and 4 witches behind in the middle. Now, I am going to use a siege machine in this attack here. Obviously, you don't have siege machines at Town Hall 11, but you can get the wall wrecker donated to you. But if you can't get a siege machine donated to you, don't worry about it. What I would do is, instead of bringing a 3rd golem in the army, I'd bring a 3rd golem in your clan castle, and then drop a golem from the main army and bring a few extra witches. But trust me, you don't need the siege machines to make this work. Now, we've got the king really deep into the base here, and when he's in the center of the base, use the earthquake boots, and look, it opens up the whole base for our witches to go in and do work. And then you've also got a jump spell with this army. Now, I didn't really need the jump spell because I had the wall wrecker, so like I said, if you can't bring it, it's not the end of the world. You have the jump spell anyway, and you can still definitely bring enough to 3 star. And as you can see here, it looks like this hit's petering out, but I am going to swag my warden ability. I wanted to show you guys that, you know, even if you can't get the siege machines, you can make this work. Now, I did use it in this. I won't use it in every attack in this video. Don't worry. I understand that annoys a lot of you. But given I swagged my warden ability, the warden ability is infinitely more important than just a pesky wall wrecker. So this army is ridiculous, and it really counters a lot of the bases in the meta, particularly the ones with 2 multi-infernos that have a lot of defenses around them. So you saw here, I got rid of a lot of stuff. I also completely wasted that giant arrow. Didn't really matter in the end though, did it? Completely crushed. I love this attack strategy. Simple and super effective. But if you prefer air attack strategies, then you really can't go past Edrags, the new troop at Town Hall 11, and it is completely ridiculous. Town Hall 11 cannot stop this troop from 3-starring. In terms of the hero equipment, you definitely want the vamp stash. If you've got the gauntlet or the spiky ball, I'd bring that instead of the earthquake boots, but you definitely want that vamp stash to get the healing on the king on the outside of the base. We need the giant arrow here. If you've got the frozen arrow and the magic mirror, run it instead of the invis vial. And then for the warden, do not run the rage gem with Edrags. The life gem is so much better. This is the perfect base for Edrags because look at how compact it is over here. So I want to enter from this side of the base, but I'm going to pause it quickly because we've got a sweeper on this side of the base, and we all know Edrags are terrible against sweepers. And that is exactly why we have the giant arrow here. So I've started my king first, but you'll see any second now, I'm about to put my queen down. Come on, put the queen down. Beautiful. And look, we get rid of both sweepers here. And now the Edrags are fighting no sweepers. I've got the 1 Edrag setting a funnel on the top side, then the other 6 Edrags in the center. Spam the Edrags and balloons, then double rage. This is the best thing to do with the army, and essentially, we're going to take down the entire base before it even has a chance to fight back. Now, unfortunately, I mess up with my Barbarian King here. He lures the CC, the Defensive Hound CC, so the Edrags have to fight that. Not ideal, but still, doesn't really matter in the end. The Edrags do a great job against that. Then we're just going to use our final spells on the base. So you want to use your freezes in particular once your warden ability ends to keep the Edrags alive. They're not very good on the outside of the base. Now you saw what happened on the bottom side of the base there. My king was raged and he took down the building before the Edrags can shoot. And it's that same ideology is why you don't bring the Rage Gem, because then the Warden is raged up and he will take down targets before your E-Dragons have a chance to shoot. Because the Rage Gem, I'm pretty sure, doesn't speed up how quick they shoot. It just means they do more damage. But we've got plenty of Rage spells with the army anyway. So bring the Life Gem to get the extra health on your E-Dragons. Do not bring the Rage Gem. Now, you'll see here, I haven't used my CC. The 7 balloons is the best CC. If you don't have the ability to get the Stone Slammer, just use the 7 balloons as part of your E-Dragon push at the very start. But you don't really need the CC with this army. This army rolls over bases, particularly bases like this here, which are super compact, and there is a lot of compact bases at Town Hall 11. People never really figured out the best way to stop this army. 3 swag freeze spells, an entire swag CC, and I'm doing this with low-level heroes and no epic hero equipment. What more proof do I have to give you guys at home that this army is ridiculous? Normally 3 stars is base very quickly as well. Thankfully this one was a bit slower, so I could teach you how to use it. We've saved the best attack strategy for last. Queen Charge Hybrid does take a fair amount of skill, but once you master it, you're not only going to demolish Town Hall 11, but you're going to demolish Town Hall 12, 13, 14, all the way up to Town Hall 15. Hybrid is extremely strong. Now with this one, if you can get the Frozen Arrow, I really recommend it. It is much harder to do this attack strategy with the Archer Puppet instead of the Frozen Arrow. It is doable, as I'll show you, but try and have the Frozen Arrow if you've got it available. Same on the King. If you've got the Gauntlet or the Spiky Ball, use both of them if you can. Otherwise, this is the best combination. And for the Warden, we do want that Life Gem. It is by far the best with Hybrid. Now, explaining how to Queen Charge isn't the easiest thing in the world, but I'm going to do my best here, because when it comes to Town Hall 11, you don't really have to charge insane value. You're actually going to see here, I don't go for much value. I just want to go into a compartment where there isn't too much damage, so it's really easy to keep my queen alive, but also a compartment where it's easy to funnel my queen in. So you see, my queen is easily going into this here, rather than walking on the outside of the base. It was never really in doubt what was going to happen. I think that's an important part of Hybrid, because at Town Hall 11, the troops can do nothing against heal spells and the Warden ability. The defenses can do nothing to kill your troops, essentially. So all you need to do is get a little bit of value with your Queen Charge, and that will be enough. In terms of targets, heroes, you want to deal with the defensive CC also with your Queen. So defensive heroes, defensive CC, and the Eagle are your main targets, and get rid of as many of them as you can. Then I'm going to use the Siege Barracks and the King. Now, if you can't request a Siege Barracks, don't worry, you don't really need it with this attack because you've got the King to funnel anyway, and the King is excellent. But if you can get it, I would definitely recommend it. Because look here, my King doesn't really get any value because the Siege Barracks is doing such a good job funneling. They kind of cancel each other out in that aspect. So I'm not really gaining a whole lot from having these Siege Barracks. Then, in terms of the Hybrid, you use a heal spell first when your troops are taking a fair amount of damage. Then you use the Warden ability in the center of the base, and then you use a heal spell straight after that. The old saying with this army is you can't heal a dead Hog Rider, so use your heals earlier than later. And because I started my Hybrid super early, my Queen isn't taking as much damage. The Hybrid took down the center of the base. That was putting a lot of damage on her. And now we just use our freezers on the back end of the base. You've got plenty of freezers with this army in case you charge a base with a single Inferno where you need it. But look at this. We're not going to allow the back end of the base to take down our troops, and completely wrecked. So wrecked. This attack strategy is by far the strongest. Don't get me wrong though, the other attack strategies in this video are unbelievable as well, but particularly this one, because there's no way the defense can counter it. It will work on every single base. You just got to learn to Queen Charge. If you've got that Frozen Arrow, it will make it 100 times easier. That's it for Town Hall 11. Let us know down below if you agree with the ranking. We'll also have all the army links down below so you can easily copy it over to your device. But yeah, let us know how we did, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.